pecans. I think pecans taste so sweet. They're like one of nature's candies here. That is what we're dealing with right there.
Welcome to PricePlow.
What's up, keto dieters, PricePlow Nation, and everyone out there who's a fan of the pecans. This is Mike Roberto, founder and CEO of PricePlow. Normally we do supplement news, reviews, and interviews on this channel, but I'm into a biohacking keto diet experiment. Starting with the keto diet, might end up elsewhere, we'll see. Anyway, I am gonna break my fast a little bit early today. Today is Friday, November 30th of 2018. I am tracking all my calories. It is all public, and we are showing that in the discussion forum on PricePlow.com. And we'll be covering how you can get involved and join the community to hold ourselves accountable to our high-fat, low-carb lifestyles. Anyway, I am breaking my fast early because I've just been so hungry this morning, more than usual. I have a feeling my ketones are fine, which is kind of the main goal I have of fasting. And I've been working a lot and I've just been hungry. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna break my fast earlier. And Brad, the video editor, was like, dude, why don't you test out pecans? Now, I am gonna say this, for keto dieters, for a lot of low carb, high fat dieters, I am going to agree with Dr. Tro, Dr. TRO on Twitter, who often tweets this, stating that nuts are probably a snack of last resort for keto dieters. I think we do overdo our usage of nuts a little bit, and I'm more into the fatty meats. Give me the barbecue, but Brad asked for it, and you know what? I do like to have a serving or two of nuts every day. But however, last time I was doing keto in mid-2017, I was starting to rely way too much on the stuff, and I want to try to avoid that this time, or maybe experiment with it. Now, in my experiments, I standardize on 14 grams of fat. Reason being is that's about what's in a tablespoon of coconut oil, and that's kind of just been the standardization. So for this, that means I have 20.5 grams of pecans here, and that's going to give us about, what, 145 calories, 14 grams of fat, and a little bit of carbs. Most of those carbs are supposedly fiber, so I'm hoping that we don't get a blood sugar spike, and that's what we're testing here. I will do this for 2 days, and so right now I'm going to start off with a blood sugar and then a ketone test, and then you're going to watch me eat pecans. Now, what I might as well talk about while I'm pricking my finger here is that pecans are typically, most of the fat is monounsaturated, similar to macadamia nuts in that aspect. And so I'm not expecting a huge ketone spike. I think it's the saturated fats that get beta oxidized and cleaved off into acetyl-CoA molecules that then really that become ketones faster. However, I do believe that this should be at least keto safe. I'm not expecting my blood sugar numbers to spike too much, and I'm not expecting my ketone numbers to drop. If my blood sugar spikes, my ketone numbers stay the same, I'm even fine with that. To me, pecans are kind of sweet. Now, when I look this up, I'm gonna complain to the YouTube community here. I'm at 92. Okay, I felt like I was lower. Well, maybe I need to fast longer. We'll see. Now, with my ketone test, I want to be at 0.8 or above. I don't like this 0.5 keto stuff. For me, I really start feeling the benefits at 0.8. That's a prick. All right, ketone test. (1.2), perfect. That's what I was feeling. I was feeling a 1.2. So what I have here, and I'm not going to show you my food scale and all that. I do have 20.5 grams of pecans. I think pecans taste so sweet. They're like one of nature's candies here. That is what we're dealing with right there. I know it's zooming on my face, so that's just how it's going to be. Whatever. Okay, it's a decent handful, but honestly, it's not a lot of food. So here we go. Man, I was hungry. One of my issues with keto is no appetite, under eating. Definitely not having that problem this morning. All right, so the time is 12:50. We will be back at 1:35. Now here's what I gotta do a little YouTube griping about. Let's throw this in the blooper reel or whatever if this is getting too long. Last year I did a test. Do macadamia nuts mess up your ketones? And they don't. It was good, all that. I want, with this kind of thing, I just want my ketones to stay at 1.2 or go higher. I want my blood sugar to stay under 100. And That's really what I'm hoping for here. I know 92 is not a great fastest score, but I kind of have a higher blood sugar sometimes, and I've been on my feet a lot today, so I guess we'll kind of continue with a little bit of that. Anyway, YouTube Nation out there, I go on YouTube to see if anyone else has already done this video. I'm sure there's someone buried out there. I didn't really search really heavily, but I'm looking at, can you have pecans on the keto diet, or ketone test? No one did a ketone test out here. The whole goal, the whole reason I'm here is I'm trying to build the perfect diet for myself. And then we can establish this as a baseline for the rest of y'all. And so that means I'm an Italian, American, 36, nearly 37-year-old male, and I am trying to build a diet that can work well for people like me, at least. And then everyone else can kind of, go off and do their own thing, establish a baseline. Anyway, the way to do that, I think, is with blood testing. And we're gonna be doing more and more blood testing over time. The best way for me to test all this is to track everything meticulously, and that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so I go on YouTube, and none of you, absolutely no one out there, has done a ketone test on pecans. Are you kidding me? You can't just trust this stuff. I mean, come on, it tastes like candy. It's gonna spike the blood sugar, isn't it? We'll find out. No one else is doing it, I am. Anyway, we'll be back in 45 minutes, and we'll probably do this again tomorrow, and that's that. And we're back. 14 grams of fat off of, what was that, 10 pecans. That is nothing. I'm still hungry. I'm not gonna be surprised if my ketones are at like 8 million now, because I need some food. I'm going beef hunting after this. Oh, 102, so I had a decent little spike. I wanted to stay under 100. 102 isn't the biggest deal in the world. Let's see if some of these fiber carbs end up switching kicking me down a bit of ketone. I don't think so at this point. I think we're gonna have to do this with a real serving of pecans. Looking at 1.2. 1.2 still. All right, small serving of pecans, safe on the keto diet, in my opinion. Don't live off of them, don't thrive off them. We're gonna do this again tomorrow though, because I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 times a dose. I need some beef, I'm flattening out. I need to feed my muscles, not just eat a little bit of fat. So protein's coming up. You'll see in my diary as the pecans have already been logged on my FitnessPal, and now it's time to go log some beef. It is December 4th, 2018, I'm back. It's been a few days, had some family days over the weekend, and then something's been happening where you have to subscribe to the channel, but there's something that I think is knocking me out of ketosis, and it's not supposed to. So I'm not expecting to have the best numbers here. I have been tracking my diet, so you can see what I've been eating recently. And there's a little something out there that I think a lot of people trust that I don't yet trust. So we're gonna be testing that next. Anyway, let's find out where my blood sugar is. There's a good chance that this video is gonna get aborted, so let's have at it. Starting with the blood sugar. 86, all right, that's acceptable. Let's, now we're the ketones. I'm gonna accept the 0.5 if it happens here. I am slightly over 16 hours fasted now, and the fasts are definitely getting late into the day since I stopped eating late at night, and I kind of want to reset that. All right, 0.8, that's my minimum. I am happy to be back in action here. So the one thing I forgot to mention is that I'm using Kirkland Signatures, the Costco brand pecans. There's nothing in here besides just pecans. Now, because the last test was basically more or less what we expect, and the 15 grams worth of fat really isn't that many pecans, I think we should step it up to do a full serving here. Let's do a full 30 grams, which I've already weighed out, and then come back and see how that treats us. Reason being is that 30 grams is actually a good handful for me, and it's a decent snack. You have over 200 calories worth, and I think it's a little bit more reasonable than what we were doing in the past part of this video. So let's have at it. Here we go, 30 grams worth. It says for optimum freshness, refrigerate after opening. Honestly, I've never read that before. I like refrigerated foods anyway. As you can see, I put it in a Ziploc instead. So here's a tip. See how this There's dropped one. I will pick it up. Serving size 1/4 cup, 30 grams. Use a food scale. Don't trust no 1/4 cup. I can fit a lot of grams into a 1/4 cup if I was so inclined to do so. All right, bottoms up. All right, well, I'm gonna go find my phone and the clock starts 45 minutes from now. We'll see you then. 45 minutes later, we are back and I am starving. You think 200 calories is enough to break a fast with? Starting to think that 5-2 diet is going around a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Might need to make a video on that. We started at 86, only went up 90. So 45 minutes, a 4-point spike is nothing. That's negligible. Good sign of things. We're looking for 0.8. Acceptable might be 0.7. Preferable will be 0.9 in the ketone scale. .7. All right, so I'm gonna say that pecans are used very sparingly. I think the macadamia nuts and Brazil nuts, we have to test Brazil nuts too. I think they're gonna be better. I have a feeling that I should be over 1.0 in ketones, but there's something that's holding me back. You gotta subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be testing more foods so that we can put together the perfect diet for me. Overall, yeah, I like pecans. I don't know, there's a small slight penalty. I think I will be using them very sparingly. I'm gonna max out at like the 28 grams. Typically 28 grams is a serving size for snack. I'm not sure why these are 30, but I'll max out around that area if I ever do choose to use them, and then find a way to like toss some MCT or whatever over that. But the point of this experiment is to see what foods work best for me, and pecans seem pretty good to go. I'm not always sure, you know, when it says like 4 grams of carbs, 3 of them fiber, I don't know how much of that I really believe, but you didn't see anything too crazy bad happening. So there we have it. Overall, don't rely too much on the nuts. Eat your meat, eat your eggs, eat your dead animal products, because I think that's where the best gains are gonna come from, and the best losses perhaps too. All right, Mike Roberto here with PricePlow. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be testing more foods, building the perfect diet for me, and then using that as a baseline for you if you like. Thanks again. We'll see you later.
Welcome to PricePlow.